DC's R&B station, Magic 102.3, Adimu's Good Afternoon Show. All right, in the studio right now, let me give it a proper introduction. Girl on Fire is the current single. Girl on Fire is the name of the new album. She's featured on VH1 Storytellers, which will air November 12th at 11 o'clock. She has sold, this is crazy, she has sold over 28 million albums, 13 million digital tracks worldwide, 15 times platinum in the U.S. alone. That's crazy. 3 consecutive #1 albums on Billboard. Winner of 14 Grammy Awards, 17 Billboards, 14 NAACPs, 6 BET Awards, 9 ASCAPs, and 3 World Music Awards. VH1 100 Greatest Artists of All Time. She's the top 50 R&B hip-hop artist of the past 25 years on Billboard. And she is co-founder and global ambassador of Keep a Child Alive. I'm not done yet.
Whoa.
Producer, songwriter, philanthropist, musician, DJ, AK-47, mom, actress, executive producer, director, and singer. Welcome to the show, Miss Alicia Keys.
Whoa. How you doing?
I'm feeling good. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So I have my little questions written out. Before we do that, I want to take you back to 1998. All right?
I'm ready. Should I see this? Stand up and see this?
So this is your first appearance. Listen. This is your first appearance on BET on a show that I used to host called Teen Summit. All right? You ready?
Of course.
This is VH.
You don't even have to play this. I know this intimately.
All right, so 1998 to today, what's the evolution of Alicia Keys?
Oh, gosh. I mean, it's everything. How is it? It's every way has it evolved and everything has changed. I'm so glad that you used to host that show. That's an amazing little bring back around. That was the first time I ever performed anywhere on TV.
Wow.
And that was a big deal for me. You know, that was the Christmas album that was put out through Columbia when I was signed to Columbia. And the evolution since then has been just crazy life lessons and, I mean, you know, growing in every way, learning more in every way. You know, I was just kind of, from there, we went on to release Fallen eventually, although that was a good 2 or 3 years later. So that in itself was a huge journey from there. And then from Fallen, that was just, you know, kind of a hurricane of events that follows. So the evolution from 1998 to now is like, almost seems like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's incredible. It's crazy. Wow. Little Alicia. That's
Little Alicia. Little drummer girl.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk Girl on Fire, the name of the new album. Let's talk about the single first. Talk about the single.
Girl on Fire is, you know, definitely, I mean, this whole album is just incredible to me. I really love it. I really took the time to make it something very special and something that I was proud to release. And Girl on Fire is like my declaration. You know, it's a declaration for all of us, really, that are living in a world that's kind of upside down and turned around, but like we have our footing and we're not going back down and we're passionate and we're strong. And so, you know, it's really about being on fire, period, no matter who you are. If you're a man or a woman, whatever the case, like really finding your center and like screaming it out to the whole world.
So you said, quote, you know, you want the album to liberate and empower fans, which is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, because I feel liberated and empowered, and I feel that way because of a whole lot of not feeling that way. You know, It doesn't just all come and then you're just that forever.
Right,
you know, you go through different valleys and peaks. But at this point, I definitely feel liberated and empowered, and I feel like this record will do that because there's so many songs on it that people can really relate to. I think it speaks to different parts or times in a person's life, and I think that they'll feel like connected to that and feel like they can, you know, move up and stand up from it.
For sure. I know it's difficult for an artist to have a favorite song on a project, so I'm still going to ask you, what's your favorite song?
It is hard. I mean, you know, the songs on here are really good. I mean, you know, and I look forward to hearing what people's favorite songs are. But right now, I would say it's a song called Brand New Me. And to me, like, if Girl on Fire is my declaration, then Brand New Me is my autobiography. It really just kind of states very clearly and succinctly, you know, how it is to be able to move forward from whatever it might be in your life, you know what I mean? And to move forward and declare, like, the line is, don't be mad, it's just a brand new kind of me. You know, you can't be mad at somebody who's found, like, a new place in themselves.
No doubt. Talk about the song A Place of My Own.
Oh, Place of My Own is, I love that song very much. And A Place of My Own is one of the first songs that I wrote for this album, actually. And it really, again, that really just does say everything that I feel. I love the way the song goes because it says, I'm looking for a place to call my own. I'm looking for a house to call a home. I'm looking for a place upon a throne. I'm looking for a place to call my own. So, it's like all of those things that we want. You want to find that peace in yourself.
All right. Not Even the King. What's that?
It was definitely a toss-up when you asked me what was my favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
And there's songs that maybe you haven't even heard yet, but Not Even the King is another big favorite of mine. It's such a simple song. It's so simple. It's almost like it could be a folk song. It could be a gospel song. It could be a whatever. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have a definition to it, but the simplicity of the message is just saying how something as simple but as powerful as love, like not even a king could afford what we have,
Wow.
So it's such a
Hold on, say that again. That was dope.
It says
dope.
that not even a king can afford what we have.
Nice. Very nice. All right, the name of the new project is called Girl on Fire. Make sure you pick it up. We're not done yet. I want to change gears and talk politics quickly.
Nice.
What are your feelings on the campaign right now? And we're leading up to Election Day. We have about 27 days left.
Well, I'm really just focused on helping to make sure that we are all really present, for this election. And this is a really important election. I personally think maybe even more important than the last election.
Why so?
I just think this is a really major test for us, you know what I mean? And a test to make sure that we're not becoming complacent and making sure that we're still fired up and motivated to be the creators of our destiny. I think that we really took that in our hands the last election. I think we all became very engaged and very motivated. We saw a potential and a possibility of something that happened that maybe we never dreamed of in our lives. Now it has happened, and I think we have to continue that path going. And perhaps maybe since it has happened, now maybe we feel like, that happened and we did it, and maybe we don't feel as motivated. So I just want to make sure we're all like as motivated as we ever were before, because saying why it's the most important election, even more important than last year, is because of that, and because it will test the fact of whether or not we will take our power and utilize it, because we have this power that I don't think we all recognize, being that we can influence the state of politics. For so many years, I think we felt like, what I say is going to get ignored, or what I do, maybe it's not going to have any great effect. And the one thing that I have really noticed is, being able to go into Congress or to the Senate or whatever political structure, like these congressmen and senators, all they live for is to be reelected. The only way they're going to be reelected is by their constituency voting for them, which means you, right now, listening, you are that. You know what I mean? And They do everything from what you declare and say. You know what I mean? And that's a huge power, and I don't think we recognize that enough. So if we fall back from exercising it, then we leave that power to the hands of those who don't fall back. So I just feel like we can't fall back this time, and I don't feel like we can allow the kind of propaganda, or like the way that people have money to advertise. They will advertise whatever they want to advertise, whatever they want you to believe. So we can't just kind of believe anything that people are pushing or saying. We have to really look at what's going on and what are the fundamental beliefs of a person who is running for president, which will therefore affect your life as we know it, because these are the things that they believe in or not. And as I can see, Obama believes in the things that I would like to happen for this country, like, the way we've been going with healthcare, that's a big deal. And the way we've been moving forward with education and how so many people can't afford it now. The way that we've been, with women's rights, I think that's a big, huge deal, obviously for me and for so many, and equal right for equal pay. And, and these are the things that have been consistent for a long time. On other views from other people, I can't see that consistency, and I also can't see that passion and that truth and really believing in a certain humanity for all people. It seems a little one-sided to me, so I don't want that one-sided kind of running my country. So I just think we gotta really be on it.
Well said. All right, let's change gears for a second. You've been, I called you a philanthropist. And your co-founder, it is.
It is. It's tricky.
Co-founder and global ambassador of Keep a Child Alive. Speak on that for a second.
So Keep a Child Alive is my organization. We provide the medicine for children and families who have AIDS and can't afford it. And that came into my life really early, like already 9 years ago. And I saw early kind of what was happening, the pandemic of what was happening in Africa. And that was a big deal for me because I'd never traveled before. I never really knew about exactly what was happening. And basically what it was at the time there was no access to the antiretroviral medicine that existed because people couldn't afford it. It was way too expensive. And so that just felt so unfair that a whole group of people, who were dying and but could live, didn't have to die, couldn't live because they couldn't afford it. So that just seemed so wrong. And so we started this organization, Keep a Child Alive, so that the public also engaged to help provide this medicine and food and shelter and orphanages and scaling up clinics and things like that. So that's been a really proud moment for me. And fast forward 9 years, 10 years, and we're going to have our Black Ball on November 1st. It's our annual Black Ball. We're honoring Oprah Winfrey.
Very
nice. We're going to have performances by Alabama Shakes, who I love.
Nice.
Beyonce and Carole King. So that's like a real super duper pinch me moment for me because, it's incredible to be able to bring that together and do that for something like this.
So what is it that inspires you to do everything that you do?
Really like super passion and real, like it connects with me. Like I really understand it and it affects me in some way. So if that's Keep a Child Alive, I really believe that there's good work being done and that there's people who are whole life is different. It's changed because we all have been able to garner together and do something about it. So that means a lot to me. And, so same with music, it affects me in an emotional way, or same with film or production, or, it affects me in a way it's a powerful story or it's a powerful, important thing. Same with politics or just being a part of, community, whatever the case. So, and I guess it means more to me now than that I have a family and a son. I think about him a lot. I think about what the world's going to be like for him. I think about whoa, what happens in, what happens in 16 years or 14 years when, he has his first sexual experience. What kind of world is that going to be? I think of that because we were just talking about AIDS. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think about how can we take a scenario that's, really out of control but can be brought in and can be handled, and how can we handle it so that 14 years from now he doesn't even have to think about it.
Right.
It'd be my preference that it's not even an issue and that we all talking about it, so it's we know what's going on, we're not ignorant. So anyhow,
leaving the world a better place.
I hope so. I mean, don't you want to?
Absolutely. I have a 16-month-old son, and I'm constantly trying to give positive energy back to the planet, too.
Yeah.
It's important. You want to leave the right legacy for them, but you want to leave it for the entire planet, too.
It's true, man. So I feel you.
No doubt. All right. Before I let you go, the evolution has been incredible for your life, for your career.
Thank you.
Define yourself now. Who is Alicia Keys?
Oh, well, Alicia Keys is on fire, straight up. And she ain't taking no mess. And she's calling her own shots. And she's standing in her own, own 2 feet. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. And I am more, my heart is bigger than ever before. I'm more open than ever before. I feel so much more capable and able. I feel like I've gained a lot of knowledge over the years, and I'm able to utilize it, learn from it, and move forward with it. And I just really feel like, this is a time to make great changes and great strides and really put no limits on yourself, and that's exactly what I plan to do, is have no limits.
All right, that's what it is. The name of the new project, it's a movement. Girl on Fire. It is a movement. I respect you.
Thank you.
You're very inspiring.
Thank you.
And I want to end the interview off with, just finish this sentence. I am rare because
I am unlike any other there is to find.
Well said. Alicia Keys, yes sir.